Sound the alarm! Sound the alarm! This is not a fucking drill. What's going on, everybody? My name is Rico Suave, and we have some big shit going on today. Big shit! Because after what feels like such a long drought, such a long drought, we finally have a PlayStation showcase coming up Thursday, the 9th. Now, I know you're wondering, it's like, but, it's probably not a big deal. A showcase is a big fucking deal! This is much more than a state of play. State of plays are like the smaller shows that typically show off, usually like indie games, maybe like some DLC or update announcements on other games. Nothing crazy, maybe like one big announcement out of those, but a PlayStation showcase, this can have E3 level stuff. This is gonna have some big, serious shit. So, in today's video, we're just gonna, put on the tinfoil hat and speculate away on what we could see in this PlayStation showcase. So, we're gonna start off right now. Number one! The first thing on my list of, crazy theories of what we might see at this PlayStation showcase is not so much a game announcement, but an acquisition announcement. I'm talking about an acquisition of Blue Point Studios. Now, if you remember, earlier this year, PlayStation recently announced the acquisition of the Marquee Studios, the developers behind Returnal. But at the same time when that happened, the PlayStation Japan account on Twitter tweeted out the wrong graphic about that studio acquisition, and instead tweeted out a graphic. Instead of showing Marquee Studios, it showed Blue Point. And that led a lot of people to speculation that, we're going to get a Blue Point acquisition announcement eventually as well. But we never did. It was still it's still in the back of people's minds. It feels like they will acquire them at some point. It's just a matter of announcing when it happens. And I think we could get that at this showcase. Now, Blue Point has already have a long-standing relationship with PlayStation, so it would just make sense for them to join the PlayStation family. Most recently, they did the remaster/remake for the PS5 Demon's Souls. They've also done they also did the Shadow of the Colossus remaster, which is very well received, and they also did the Nathan Drake collection back in, I think it was 2015 that it came out. So the Blue Points are basically remaster/remake deities for collections or old games in general. And I feel like they can definitely lead off with this because of some other predictions I have talking about a little bit later. So give me one sec for that. But yeah, Blue Point would be a great acquisition for the PlayStation Studios. Just make them the devs behind all the remasters or collections for older games and stuff like that, because they know their shit. Next up, now Naughty Dog. What can we see from Naughty Dog? Because I feel like they definitely have a footprint or a paw print on this PlayStation showcase, and it could be a couple of different things. So I have 3 different theories. One. It could be something Uncharted related, Maybe we could get, because I think it was rumored a while ago that we might be getting a Nathan Drake collection, director's cut type of deal for the PS5. Which that would honestly make sense, because if PlayStation does acquire Blue Point and they join the PlayStation family, that is right up their alley. A collection or remaster. They already did the Nathan Drake collection on the PS4, so they could do another one for the PS5 and do a director's cut version of it. So that is very much possible, I believe. Another thing that could be announced is the long rumored, or not so much rumored, it's confirmed it's in the works, but a first look at the multiplayer, the AAA multiplayer game that Naughty Dog's working on. That's supposed to take inspiration from the multiplayer mode from the first Last of Us game. I definitely think we could possibly see a gameplay or some type of teaser trailer for that here. Now, another thing, and this one I feel like is a bit more out there but still very much possible, is that we get a director's cut for Last of Us Part 2. And I definitely feel like that's not outside the realm of possibility. Ghost of Tsushima and Last of Us Part 2 came out very close together, along with Death Stranding. I think those all came out roughly in a very close time frame with each other, if I remember right. And, we already have Ghost of Tsushima's director's cut. Death Stranding's director's cut comes out later this month. And it would just make sense for them to do a director's cut for Last of Us Part 2. Give it the PS5 version, throw in some bonus content. What could they throw in? I'm not really too sure. Maybe on, some of the people from the town before Ellie moves there, or, with Dana, or, what's his name? I can't remember his name. The guy all blurred in the back. I forget his name, even though I really liked his character. Sad fate to him. Rest in peace. But I do think we could see a director's cut with that. And then along with that, I think we could also see, in a sort of bundle deal, a PS5, remaster of the first Last of Us game. I definitely think, that would be a good addition, bring all of Last of Us to the PS5. Why not? Go for it. So, I definitely think Naughty Dog is going to have a present at this showcase. It's just a matter of what exactly. Next up, Bloodborne. Now concerning Bloodborne, Bloodborne is one of the most beloved PlayStation exclusives to come out of the PS4, and it needs more love. This game needs more love. It doesn't, in terms of frame rate, it doesn't run the best on PS4. The only way you could get to run at 60 is through, I think, emulators on PC, I believe, but nothing like that, anything actually official. So with Bloodborne, one of two things I think could happen. One, you get a Bloodborne. Excuse me, I just had breakfast. We could get some type of remaster or port to the PS5, or I don't know if this was announced already, or maybe I dreamed it up and it never really happened. I don't know. Or they push out an update for Bloodborne to run 60 on the PS5, basically. Which would be great. That's all that people really want. But I think we could get more. I think we could get a full Bloodborne remaster complete edition. Maybe director's cut. I don't know. They haven't really done a director's cut yet for somewhat older titles. They've only stuck to the more recent ones that came out towards the end of last year. But maybe some type of remaster of Bloodborne coming to the PS5. Another thing that they could do is Bloodborne 2. Bloodborne is definitely too impactful and too big of a game to not at least have a sequel. So, if there were ever a time to announce a Bloodborne sequel, even so much as tease it, it'd be at this showcase. Now, I've played a little bit of Bloodborne. I never actually beat it because I suck at Souls-like games. Soulsborne-like, whatever the proper terminology is. I suck at those games, and it takes me a very long while to get the hang of them. But I still really like the setting and theme and Bloodborne, the whole gothic Victorian era setting. The weapons are really cool. Some of the enemy designs are really sick and just nightmare inducing, as pretty much with all Soulsborne games, because in those games the bosses are really the stars of the show. But yeah, Bloodborne, definitely I would really like to see at this showcase, either a remaster or, who knows, even better, a sequel. A sequel would be fantastic. Next up, and this one will be a big one. Now, I know I have God of War's page, IMDb page pulled up, but it's more so just to address God of War Ragnarok. Now, God of War Ragnarok is not supposed to come out till next year. With God of War Ragnarok, if it is still coming out next year, I don't think it'll be till later the year. And we haven't seen anything on it yet, really, besides, just a teaser that, it is in development and is going to happen. So I think at this showcase, we will get at least, a teaser or story trailer actually showing the game and, what the story is going to be about, probably. My predictions, it'll pick up right where God of War ended off, especially if you did the little Easter egg ending. Or for those of you who don't know, after you actually beat the game and go back to your house, it does a cutscene where Kratos and Atreus, they go to sleep, but then they're waking up by this crazy storm. They go outside, it's storming all over, lightning striking the ground, and then there's this cloaked man standing there. Kratos asks, who are you? And then the guy moves his cloak and you see Mjolnir and you realize, oh shit, it's Thor. So I think it picks up, so I think God of War Ragnarok will pick up, right at that moment, right where that laid off. And maybe we get into some sort of like big fight with Thor, which, oh my god, Kratos versus Thor. Give it to me. But yeah, at this PlayStation Showcase, I definitely think we get some God of War Ragnarok trailer. It'd be insane not to, really. It'd probably be the biggest thing to come out of this showcase, which is why I'm kind of putting it in the middle. I'm not so much saving to around because I didn't really order this by like hype. I'm just talking to talk. Next up, we get some sort of Konami game announcement. Now I have Metal Gear Solid 5 pulled up here just because it's somewhat relevant. Two speculations, because these have been rumored for a while now. Now, for those of you on Twitter who follow him, Hideo Kojima has been, pretty active on Twitter, mainly talking about like his whole process with making the final Death Stranding Director's Cut trailer before the game releases, which I think that will also be shown at the showcase. Well, not at the showcase. It'll drop the day before the showcase, but I still think we'll see it at the showcase, maybe. But that's not all. There's also been speculation that we could very much see some type of Metal Gear Solid announcement at this showcase. It's been speculated and rumored for a while that we might be getting an announcement like this, or even a new Silent Hill game announcement. Now, both would be very welcomed. However, I will say that Metal Gear Solid, if that's one, it will concern me, considering how the Metal Gear Survive went. Konami, people are still kind of heaved up about that one, because... But if they just return back to their roots, and, maybe Konami made nice with Hideo Kojima, and they work together on a Metal Gear Solid game, it could be great. And, however, I think more than anything, I think a Silent Hill announcement would be much more... I'm not saying both wouldn't be well received, but I feel like a Silent Hill announcement kind of beats out a Metal Gear Solid announcement by a bit, just because of the bad taste Metal Gear Survive left in everybody's mouth. Plus, it's been like how many years since the last Silent Hill game, so I definitely think either of those options could be very much possible. Now, moving on to the section that I'm most excited about. Now, for those of you who don't know, Sucker Punch has been on a roll lately. Ghost of Tsushima was a fantastic game. They added in the new Legends online mode, which is honestly pretty dope in my opinion. I haven't dove too much in it, but it's a cool multiplayer mode with the different classes and stuff like that. However, I don't think it puts outside the realm of possibility that we see not so much Sucker Punches fingerprints at this showcase, but more so some of the IP that they're known for. And I'm talking about, first off, Sly Cooper. We have not had a Sly Cooper game since the PS3, and that Sly Cooper game wasn't even worked on by Sucker Punch. So, and there's also been rumors, again, more rumors. A lot of this stuff is based on rumors, but I'm buying into it because I fucking love. Not only do I like Sucker Punch, I love the shit that they've worked on. I've loved Ghost of Tsushima, and I've loved the Sly Cooper games. Those are games I pretty much grew up on in the PS2 era. And I really think we could see at the showcase either a new Sly Cooper game announcement that either worked on by Sucker Punch, if they've grown big enough to have two separate teams, one to work on Ghost of Tsushima and one to work on this, or it gets contracted out to a different studio like the last Sly Cooper game did, which I'd honestly be fine with, because that game I didn't mind at all. I like the whole time traveling bit and meeting Sly's ancestors and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty cool. One studio you could delve this out to if it were a Sly collection remaster is, like I talked about earlier, Blue Point. It's all starting to line up now, isn't it? And we're not done there. No, there's one other franchise that can definitely have Blue Point and Sucker Punch's fingerprints all over. But yeah, Sly Cooper, I would very much love to see him at the PlayStation Showcase in some way, shape, or form. New game, remaster collection, either of those. I feel like those would be fantastic. What would be even better, though, is the return of Infamous. Probably, I would say, to come out of the PS3 era, probably one of my favorites, games/franchises. Just the whole, sandbox, power, sandboxy open world, super powered game. it's craziness when you dive into that game, and I loved every bit of it. Now, this has also been rumored for, funny enough, two like original Sucker Punch IPs both have been rumored to either get new games of some sort at the showcase or announced soon. So, it's all starting to line up now. These rumors start picking up. We got the PlayStation Showcase coming on Thursday. I think both or either of these are possible. Now with Infamous, again, one of two things could happen. Same with the Sly games. We could either get a new Infamous game, which again, I would not mind. I would definitely like my, re-entry into the Infamous franchise. See how they expand the world and story in that. Or we could see a remaster collection that could definitely be, if Sucker Punch is too busy, could definitely be, delved to be worked on by Bluepoint. It all comes back to Bluepoint. If that Bluepoint acquisition is true, then a lot of these things become a lot more likely. An Infamous remaster collection, Sly Cooper remaster collection, the fucking A Last of Us 2, or even the first Last of Us, like director's cuts, remasters, yada yada yada. All these are very possible, and it all comes back to Bluepoint. Bluepoint is the key. Bluepoint is the answer. Bluepoint is the center of it all. Now, that is all I really have in terms of speculation for this PlayStation Showcase, because, oh boy, this is the good thing about PlayStation Showcase. You could just speculate away. Let your imagination go wild. No speculation or prediction is too out there, because PlayStation, like I said, PlayStation Showcase is like E3 level stuff, way bigger than any state of play. So you can just speculate away on what you could possibly see at this showcase. Except don't do stuff like GTA 6. We are still pretty far ways away from that, especially with, GTA 5 still fucking kicking, and we're getting that PS5 next gen update coming up here soon. I think it's in October? I can't remember. I'll have to double check that later. But yeah, GTA 6, I'd say that's at least one expectation that you can just toss out the window. Just fuck out of here. Because GTA 5, it ain't fucking dying yet. It's not gonna die. That game's been alive since the PS3, and for good reason. It's a good fucking game, and it's a very successful game. But that is all I have for today's video. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. What games or announcements are you expecting at this PlayStation Showcase? Go down there and, speculate away. Let your imaginations run wild, like I said. And, just, really build up that hype for this Thursday, because we're going to see some good stuff. Ooh, I should mention, now, the interesting thing about this showcase is that they said they'll be going over, their games coming out for this holiday and beyond. Now, the interesting part of that statement is they said, this holiday. Unless I'm missing a game, PlayStation doesn't really have any big exclusives or games coming out after this month. This next big one is basically Deathloop, or the Death Stranding Director's Cut, if you count that. So those are basically the only two big ones I can think of that come out this month. So we could get a surprise announcement for a game coming out, in the next few months, right in time for the holidays. What could the game or games be? No clue. I just really hope it's not, just like trailers or announcements shown for third-party stuff. I want the first-party shit. I want that exclusive stuff. Xbox has honestly been killing it with some of their exclusives, or like the Game Pass stuff. They've been killing it with that stuff. I want to put Xbox in the ground with this showcase. Nothing hostile to Xbox, I think they're doing cool stuff, and I still might get an Xbox one day. But I want to put them in the ground. So Sony, PlayStation, don't let me down, because I will find you, and I will kill you. But that's it. All I have for this video. Thank you for joining me here at Enter the Chat. Make sure you go down there and like and subscribe to keep up with more gaming news and content. We have a podcast that goes up every week, either Monday or Tuesday, depending on when we get around to recording it. Don't know if the podcast will go up either before or after this video. I'm not too sure. It'll probably go up before. Expect that by, like, I want to say Tuesday the 7th is the podcast will go up. So today's the 6th, should be up by tomorrow. Anyway, like I said, thank you for joining me. My name is Rico Suave. Enjoy the hype. It's game time, baby.